Please, boss. Don't put that thing over my face. Don't put me in the dark. I was afraid of the dark.
When you saw Michael Clarke Duncan on screen, you noticed him instantly. Big, powerful, deep voice, towering over everyone in the room. He looked like a man you wouldn't want to mess with. But the truth is, Michael wasn't scary at all. He was kind, gentle, humble to the core, and that's what made him special. Most people know him from The Green Mile, his role as John Coffey, the soft-spoken giant with healing powers on death row. That movie broke people. His performance, unforgettable.
Mostly I'm tired of people being ugly to each other. I'm tired of all the pain I feel and hear in the world every day. There's too much of it. It's like pieces of glass in my head all the time.
It wasn't just acting, it felt real. You could see the pain in his eyes, the innocence in his voice. He played that role with so much heart, it got him an Oscar nomination. And that was his breakout role. But here's what a lot of people don't know. Michael Clarke Duncan didn't even get into acting until his 30s. Before Hollywood, he was digging ditches. Literally. He was a bodyguard for celebrities like Will Smith and the Notorious B.I.G. He came from the south side of Chicago, raised by a single mom. They were poor. He was protective. He had dreams, but they always seemed far away. Still, he kept going. He worked security by night and took acting classes by day. He didn't have the connections, didn't have a fancy resume. What he did have was grit and a big heart. And that's what got him through. When he finally landed a small role in Armageddon, people noticed, especially Bruce Willis.
But I'm not sure that shooting him, they're taken care of.
Why don't you put the gun down?
You don't want none of this, Bear. Get out of my way.
Just trying to give my man a head start, that's all.
Bruce saw something in Michael, something real. And when casting began for The Green Mile, Bruce personally recommended him to the director. And just like that, Michael Clarke Duncan went from unknown security guard to Hollywood's gentle giant. But even as he gained fame, he never let it change him. That's what everyone says. Co-stars, friends, even random people who met him, they all tell the same story. He was kind, always smiling, always grateful. He never forgot where he came from. And maybe that's why his performance as John Coffey hit so hard, because Michael was that guy, soft-spoken, thoughtful, pure-hearted. He poured his real-life soul into that role. But Michael didn't stop there. He took on all kinds of roles, action, comedy, drama. He voiced characters in animated films. He did commercials. He became a recognizable face, and that deep, rich voice, iconic. But he never became the Hollywood guy. He still helped people. He still called his mom every day. He still showed up like a regular guy, because that's what he was, a star who never acted like one. He also took his health seriously. After years of being big for roles and lifting heavy, he changed his lifestyle, became a vegetarian, started doing charity work, advocated for fitness. He wanted to live a long life, but fate had other plans. In 2012, Michael had a heart attack. He was rushed to the hospital and never fully recovered. A few months later, he passed away at just 54 years old. The world was stunned.
Stunned and devastated. That's how some Hollywood heavyweights say they're feeling after the death of actor Michael Clarke Duncan.
He wasn't the kind of guy you ever expected to lose so soon. He was strong, healthy, happy. He had just gotten engaged. Life was looking good. And then he was gone. It didn't feel fair. It still doesn't. Because Michael Clarke Duncan had so much more to give. As an actor, as a human being. He broke through late and left too early. And maybe that's the hardest part. We only got a glimpse of what he could have become. But the time he did have, he made it count. He proved that being big doesn't mean being mean. That strength and gentleness can exist in the same person. That you don't need to play the loudest person in the room to be remembered. Sometimes, just being kind is enough. Michael once said in an interview, "I always want to be that guy who gives more than he takes." And he was, on and off screen. He may have played giants, but it was his heart that made him larger than life. So yeah, he didn't have the longest career, but he made a permanent mark. When you see The Green Mile, when you hear his voice, when you remember that smile, you feel it. The warmth, the honesty, the legacy. Michael Clarke Duncan was a gentle giant in every sense of the word. And in a world full of people trying to look tough, he showed us that real power comes from kindness.